people are coming in and they're taking these beautiful architectural homes that are a slice of history and then just stripping it away from any character that actually someone would really appreciate. And then the worst part is they're jacking up the price and making it so the person who would really appreciate that space can't have that anymore. So I think we're eventually going to see that cycle out because people are getting enraged. They don't want to pay those premiums for crappy design.
So AD partnered with Ruggable for the first time last year when we did our New American Voices collaboration. And the response was so great, we had to do it again.
What was so interesting about the first collection was that we kind of called it the future of design because, as you mentioned, New American Voices are really the emerging talent in the interior design industry today, as identified by Architectural Digest. And then when we were kind of thinking about what should this collection bring that's new and different and modern to the customer, I think it was very poetic that we sort of took that idea of the future of design, and it felt like a nice progression to focus on the top trends of 2025.
I really agree. When I think about this collection, and it's looking at historical concepts and themes and ideas, but it's very fashion forward and it's of this moment. And that's so interesting and exciting.
Yeah. It's like what's old is new again. And I actually think that's one of the really interesting things about Architectural Digest and Ruggable as two brands. In a way, AD has been around for over a century, but you're still the Bible of what is innovative and what is new in design today. And then Ruggable took something like rugs, which is a stalwart in interior design. It hasn't been changed for hundreds of years, and then kind of innovated an entire category, made something totally new. And I think that's really sort of what this collection is about, of how do we reference these older historical movements of design and revive them and make them feel really contemporary and innovative. Our collection consists of 3 revival trends: Art Deco, Industrial, and Archaic.
The Deco trend is obviously the 1920s, sort of the 1970s very much influenced by the 1920s. Art Deco is really known for its sort of very defined line work. I think what's really lovely about the way that we approached it was to make it feel a lot less formal, and we've made that much more organic and softer.
Evocative of bygone glamour, but fashion forward.
Almost.
Exactly. So archaic is, we're sort of looking backwards to look forwards these days, I feel like. So looking back to sort of even cave-like times, as you're seeing a lot of sort of sinuous curves and chalk walls and things like that.
The patina is so rich. And
So
almost
that was
derived from nature because it's so primitive.
Yeah, exact. Primitive, that's a great word. Yeah, 100%. Yeah. And there's a similarity there with also the industrial as well. I think industrial, we were sort of referencing this before, but I think maybe it sort of makes you think of something a bit harsher or cold, but it's not at all these days.
It doesn't need to be, that's right.
No.
It can be soft and have a feminine side too,
and really
not
warm
an edge.
as well, a very warm grounding palette as well.
What we're trying to do really is reclaim the word trend. It's move it away from trendy and turn it into something that is timeless.
Yeah, I like thinking like that. Concepts and ideas, not trendy.
Yeah, and I hate the word trendy.
I
trends.
do too, Claire.
That actually feels really antiquated and old-fashioned. I think it's
something's trendy, goodbye.
Yeah, exactly. No more.
I rather think of this as ideas and concepts.
Yeah. There was a time, when trends were everything, and it was, sort of you were either in or you were out from season to season. And I think that we've moved away from that herd mentality that created trends, and we're sort of very much now about individuality and sort of celebrating who we are as people.
I couldn't agree more. When something's trendy, it's ubiquitous.
Tacky.
It's
trendy and tacky.
Overseen, and it'll cycle back, but let it go for a while and move on to something else.
And it's all about, trends are all about how you style them, right? People are tired of having houses that look the exact same as everyone else. They want something that's reflective of them and who they are.
With a real
Yeah.
personal stamp.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And back in the day, only a couple years ago, you would have a house that was all modern farmhouse, all mid-century modern, whatever the sort of hot trend of the moment was. And now people are really embracing a curated, eclectic, gathering their treasures and things that are interesting to them over time, and that's what makes something timeless.
I'm a firm believer that if you love something, it works, and you can mix things from all different times, from all different places.
Yeah.
If you love the things, just go for it. When we put the magazine together, we look for projects that have a personal point of view, things that really feel like they represent the people who live there.
Yeah.
That's the best. Nothing should be matchy-matchy and mix and match, and maybe something that is just a find, a great steal, and something that might be a great investment.
Yeah,
and
high and low together.
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
mixing things that you truly love, and things that really feel personal and have a point of view. Those are the most successful interiors, and also it's true in fashion, it's true in all aspects of creating something.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
I was going to say that about my background's in fashion, and so I think that it happened in fashion probably a decade or more ago, that sort of what was trendy didn't really matter anymore. It was about what made you feel good, and I feel like that's happening, or has been happening for a while, but is really catching on now with the home as well.
Yeah,
It's just
absolutely.
about like how does a room make you feel?
I think I'm a big fan of nostalgia. I think I'm
general,
a
yeah.
very sentimental person, and so that really appeals to me. Without being at all trendy.
Yeah, no, and it's funny because nostalgia is one of what
It's
we
the biggest
call
trend,
the macro
right?
trend.
It's the biggest trend right now.
Yeah, and it's just, I think there's, because there's sort of, there's a familiarity about nostalgic things. They bring back
Comfort.
good memories, comforting, exactly. And I think sort of in these post-COVID times, that's
Times
what
of
we're
turmoil,
looking
they
for.
want comfort.
Yeah.
I think that one of the most misunderstood trends also is sort of old world elegance, and there are things that I absolutely love, like wicker and chintz, and I love a gingham, a check. I love things, but you can look at some of the things that might be from a time before and think about them in our time today.
Yeah.
And that's good creativity.
Absolutely.
Definitely.
People in general are more interested in the history and origin of the things in their home. They want their objects to tell a story about their origins, but also to tell a story about who they are as people.
Yeah.
Why did you select that? What about it resonated with you? So I think it's really exciting to see more people interested in learning the history of furniture, restoring old furniture, coming back and looking at some of these motifs that maybe they snubbed their nose at because it was their grandmother's, but now they're really, really opening up and embracing it.
At AD, I can say that, just in terms in general, we've moved away from perfect.
Yes. Yes.
And we really like to see rooms that are lived in and loved.
Yeah.
And that's so important to us. And, it shouldn't look like nobody's ever sitting in that chair.
Yeah, those pristine
right.
days are gone. I mean, there's clean lines and simplicity. There's a place for it, but you want your space to feel lived in and inviting. So yeah, I think there's, that time has gone.
So
Yeah.
like AD, you have to move with the times and just keep looking forward and keep discovering and keep being an individual and creative.
One thing that I'm so excited to see us finally moving away from in design is this sort of HGTV, DIY, home flip builder grade aesthetic that, people are coming in and they're taking these beautiful architectural homes that are a slice of history and then just stripping it away from any character that actually someone would really appreciate. And then the worst part is they're jacking up the price and making it so the person who would really appreciate that space can't have that anymore. So I think we're eventually going to see that cycle out because people are getting enraged. They don't want to pay those premiums for crappy design.
Yeah, I think that there's this kind of anything fast is just out.
Yes.
Fast fashion, fast furniture, fast house flipping, whatever. I think it's like it's all about slow, timeless,
Curated, collected.
thoughtful.
I agree, Claire. No more one-stop shopping.
No.
Yeah. Well, I'm personally really tired of open concept. In New York, most of our offices are open concept, but open concept living, I just, it's not for me.
Yeah.
I think that people are sort of harking back to smaller, cozier rooms and just loving that.
I think COVID drove a lot of that, didn't it?
Yes.
Really?
Yes.
I think
Privacy.
and just the need to sort of to be able to segregate and have a space that's dedicated to whether it be eating, living, sleeping, or working, really. So yeah, 100%. Working with AD, seriously a dream come true. It's just such a legacy publication and just such a leader, a thought leader when it comes to interiors. So it was amazing to sort of chat with you and to get to hear from you about what you thought was happening in the world of interiors, and sort of for confirmation for us at Ruggable was just really phenomenal.
Well, when I think about it, we have a lot in common. I mean, we both think about great design for all, and design comes in lots of different price points and ways, and that's really exciting and wonderful.
Yeah.
We love to see it.